Hey guys, it's Nicole with Healthy Steps Nutrition. Today we're talking about Nutrition 101. What is a macronutrient? Those are the nutrients that provide us calories. There's three different types. We have carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. I'm going to go over our carbs first. Carbs are our body's main source of fuel. They help spare protein from being used as energy. It's probably the biggest umbrella. There's a lot of different types of carbohydrates. There is fruit, juice. Most people know carbs as your potatoes, peas, bread, pasta, cereal. All of our vegetables have a little bit of carbohydrates in them. You want carbs in your diet. You just want the right types. Sugar, we'll go over that in a minute, but that's a type of carbohydrate. We want foods that are low glycemic, meaning low in sugar and high in fiber, to keep us full and satisfied for a longer period of time. Fruits, while they can be good, they also can have a lot of sugar in them. You want to stick to fruits that are lower in sugar, higher in fiber. Those fruits would be our berries, apples, peaches. Having one piece of fruit in one sitting is perfect. But if we have 5 apples or 2 cups of grapes or a big cup of orange juice that's made from a ton of different fruits in there, or a big smoothie with lots of different fruits in there, too much fruit at one time is too much of a good thing. One piece of fruit in a sitting is perfectly fine. One serving is good. Next thing we have is our proteins. Proteins help with immune function. We need them for hormone regulation. We also need them because they're a component of enzymes. There's different types of proteins. There's proteins that are lean meats and high-fat meats. Also, some types of carbohydrates have protein in them. Let's talk about protein. So, breakfast proteins. Eggs, great source of protein. There's some fat in there too. Your chicken, fish, turkey, lean meats, awesome. Our red meats, those could have upwards of 40 grams of protein for just a 6-8 ounce serving of a piece of red meats, which is the amount of fat that we would need for a day. You really want to pick with the lean meats, the lean cuts of red meat. If we're having red meat, if it has loin at the end, that means that it's a leaner cut of meat instead of like our ground chunk. That would be a really high fat concentration. When you look at ground meats, the first number is the amount of protein. The second number after the slash is going to be the percentage of fat. So if it's 80-20, 80% protein, 20% fat. A little high on the fat. So try to stick with the 90-10 or 93-7 would be even better. Of course, as you go up in the percentages, in the 90s, 93s, those are going to be a little bit more expensive cuts of meat. The last macronutrient on our list is fats. We need fat in our diet. Fat doesn't necessarily make you fat. There is a lot of calories pushed into one little bit of fat, so we have to watch the portion size. We need fat for brain function, nervous function, fat-soluble vitamins, and it also could be used as a form of energy with low-intensity exercise and also while we're just sitting reading or just sitting in our desk at school. So we want to make sure that we have some fat in our diet. Plant-based sources of fat are going to be the best sources of fat. So maybe we have a little bit of avocado or some nuts. Maybe we do some nut butter or a little olive oil or coconut oil in our cooking process. We don't want to be just mindlessly snacking on a huge bag of nuts. A lot of calories are packed into just a little bit, so pre-portion that stuff out. Get little Ziploc baggies or get the pre-portioned nuts already instead of just sitting with a big bag of nuts and eating a lot at one sitting. Also, the trail mixes can end up being really high in fat, but also really high in sugar with the dried fruits in there. You want to stick to fresh fruit, fresh sources of carbohydrates. Try to shop the perimeter of the grocery store. That's going to be where all your fresh fruits and vegetables are, your lean meats, and make sure that we're choosing some leaner cuts of meat for the protein. We want a balance to keep us full and satisfied, so we want carbs, we want protein, we want fat every time that we have a meal or a snack. We just need to choose the right types and make sure that our portion sizes are on point so that we're not getting too much in one sitting. Remember, your brain is 15 minutes behind your belly. So a lot of times if we skip meals or we go out to eat and we shove a bunch of food in our face really quickly, we tend to leave overly stuffed because we kept eating when we were really full. So slow down, drink lots of water, put your fork down, enjoy the meal, making sure that we have some protein, some carbs, and some fat with every meal. Have a great day.